crap, it's happening. Oh my God, I think it's happening.
I just have not even processed the extent of all of this. This is insane.
This is a lot harder to read than I thought it was gonna be.
I'm basically living a movie right now.
So I start like booking it. He honestly thought that like that was it. I was just not coming. It was so surreal. It was like completely in a movie. And I just remember from that moment on, like time just kind of like stopped.
This is like the best thing that's ever happened to me. So.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new video. If you are new here, my name is Andrea and today I'm doing something a little bit different. I am sharing a very personal story. It's actually one that very few people know kind of every single detail because there's a lot of them. And if you've already seen the title of this video, you know that it is the story of my engagement and how my boyfriend proposed to me. Now, this is not your typical engagement story. This involved not seeing my boyfriend, who I live with, for 3 days, finding a series of letters, and eventually being reunited in another country in one of my favorite cities of all time that I happen to live in, where he ultimately proposed to me. We're going back to Wednesday, August 15th, 2018. I, at this point, had been in an intensive program at a college for a solid 12 months straight. And that day I would be writing my final exam. And after that exam, I was going to begin my summer vacation. I had a couple weeks off before I was starting my placement. I just finished writing my last exam and my boyfriend, Mick, he asked me to call him after I was done. And I just said, I'm coming home now. And he just said, okay, see you in half an hour. So I get home, I pull into the driveway, and as I'm getting out of my car, I notice this sign on the front door. Now, I didn't think much of it at the time, but then when I got closer, I realized it was printed like off the computer, not a handwritten note. And so I knew something was up at that moment. And Charlie, our dog, was gone. Mick wasn't home. I was just like, oh my God, it's happening. So I remember like texting my friends right away and I was just like, something is happening. So I go inside the house and the first thing I see on the dining room table is a plate of food. It's covered in saran wrap and there's a little sign on it that it says, don't heat up. And in front of that, I found this, letter number 1, read first. Hi honey, you're likely thinking, a letter? Mick, where is Mick? Where is Charlie? What is all of this? Don't worry honey, all will be revealed shortly in the coming minutes, hours, and days. Let me start off by congratulating you on not only completing a really difficult and strenuous week, but also a very difficult year. I'm very proud of and happy for you. Also, congratulations again on the new car and on getting your G license. The time has come for you to be rewarded for all that hard work. I want you to take a moment to enjoy the meal in front of you. Extra broccoli, just like you requested. I did not request for extra broccoli. When you completely finish your meal, you will hear more from me in letter number 2. Love, Mick. So I was completely freaking out at this point, obviously. So when I got to the bottom of the plate, there was a sign and it was directing me to look at the back of the fridge. Now you have to understand, I had been writing exams all week. I was really tired. I was under a lot of stress. I wasn't exactly thinking very clearly. And I actually thought he meant look at the back of the fridge, as in like behind the fridge. And I'd say for a good 5 minutes, I kind of stood looking at the fridge and I was like, how am I gonna move the fridge? Like, why would he think I can move the fridge? But then I, started using this a little bit. I opened the fridge and that is where I saw a pina colada and letter number 2. Hello. Okay, honey, you have finished your meal and made it to letter number 2. As you can see, there is a tasty beverage here for you. Before you take the beverage, I'm going to need you to do me a little favor. At this moment, could you please use WhatsApp to send me the following 2 emoticons and wait until you hear back from me. Now that you've sent the emoticons and heard back from me, I want you to grab the beverage, take a seat on the patio, and have a look-see under the patio table. Enjoy the music, honey. Mix. So he actually sent me at that point through WhatsApp a playlist. So that first song that he sent me was that Pina Colada song. I don't know if you know it, but it goes something like, I'm not a singer. Do you like pina coladas? Getting caught in the rain. Oh, I can't believe I just did that. And then I looked under the table after finishing my drink, listening to the songs, and I found letter number 3. And cue the very first video that I recorded to document what was happening. Hi. Holy crap. I just got home and I saw this on the door. Then on my plate, there was a note. Oh, first I read letter 1, and then I saw a little sticky note under the food on my plate that said to look in the fridge, where I found letter number 2, which then told me to send me specific emoticons to indicate that I have gotten that letter. And then I was to take my pina colada, which was in the fridge, and go on the patio and play the selected playlist that he had 5 songs picked out for me. And the last one was Taylor Swift's Are You Ready For It? Nice one. And then I found letter number 3, which is where I got my detailed set of instructions. Like, I'm talking, he asked me about the donut in my hair, that I make those buns when I put my hair up. He mentioned that in case I want to put my hair up. He even took a picture of himself in his suit so that I would have an appropriately matching outfit. And I have an international flight booked this Friday. Like, what? What is going on? I'm basically living a movie right now. Like, life is a movie, and I'm here by myself, and I just don't know what to do with myself right now. Like, and also there was alcohol in that pina colada, and I haven't drank in a very, very long time, and I can feel it right now. Also gonna mention that I burst out crying at letter number 2. So there's that. This is like the best thing that's ever happened to me, so. Okay, so like I shared in that clip, the letter was very, very detailed. It's actually 4 pages long. So I'm gonna start off reading it, and then I'm just gonna kind of summarize the key points here. All right, so it says, hello again. Okay, you've made it to letter number 3. You're now sitting back, sipping on a pina colada, listening to some great music, and are likely wondering, what's all this about? You will also be traveling solo for a part of your journey, and the next time we see each other, it will be on a different side of one of the oceans. It might be the different side of the Pacific or Atlantic Ocean. That part I will not yet disclose to keep things a surprise. What is it that I can tell you at this time? Well, I've made you a list on the next page, and I'll need you to read the list over very carefully. All right, so this is where like all the details come into play. So the first thing says you have 2 full days before you depart. Friday, August 17th in the evening is your international departure flight from Pearson Airport. More info to come soon. So at this point I knew I'm flying somewhere. Then he told me like what the climate would be like in terms of what I should be packing. He told me about my luggage, and he actually left some luggage in our guest room in case I didn't have those things to take with me. This was the big point here though. You will need a summer dress with heels that will match me in the following semi-formal light gray suit with a blue tie and tan cognac shoes. So everything was here, including his picture, so that I knew how to match him. And then he just told me how our dog Charlie was in good hands and that he'll be completely taken care of while we're away, and that I would have access to letter number 4 on Friday at 9 o'clock in the morning, so that I should definitely be home at this time. So at this point, it was still that Wednesday, so I had all of Thursday, the next day, to basically go and find a dress, maybe find some new heels. So that's what I did. I remember that morning I had to go pick up my brand new car, and then I just like went straight to the mall. I think I went to like 2 or 3 different malls. And I remember trying on so many dresses, a few different heels, and just sending like my friends, my mom, pictures. As I was trying things on, I was just like so nervous and excited and all over the place that I couldn't make decisions on my own. And so I needed like everyone's advice. And yeah, eventually I found the dress and the shoes, and literally it took me the full day to do this. And then I also spent the rest of the evening like packing, toiletries. At this point, it's now Friday morning. I still don't know where I'm going. I just know that I have a flight that day. I finally get a message that morning from Mick, and it is directing me to look behind one of the paintings in our living room. And at the time we had 2 paintings side by side, and one of them was of the Eiffel Tower. So he told me to look behind the painting with the Eiffel Tower on it, and that I would find letter number 4 and 5. So letter number 4 was attached to letter number 5. So I was to read letter number 4 first, and letter number 5 was literally to be opened like right at the airport. Good morning, honey. You have made it to letter number 4. I hope you have slept soundly the last couple of nights and that you have all of your things packed and ready to go. I hope that you are super excited at this point. I know you must have been nervously anticipating this moment, but letter number 4 does not reveal anything just yet. I really want to keep things a surprise. All that I can reveal at this time is that you must be at Pearson Airport Terminal 3 today sometime close to 6 p.m. Contained alongside this letter is letter number 5, which cannot be opened until you arrive at the airport later today. Letter number 5 contains your ticket and hotel information. Here, honey, I will need you to send me the following emoticons to promise me that letter number 5 will remain closed until you get to the airport. You will hear from me soon in the next letter. Talk soon, honey. Love, Mick. So in that really other detailed letter, he had already arranged for my dad to drive me to the airport. So I just had to basically pack up my car and head on over to my dad's house.
Alrighty, we are packed. We are ready to go. I've got all the letters here with me. Most importantly, letter number 5 with my plane ticket to an unknown destination, and all packed up in my new car, by the way. Check it out. So I'm gonna be off to the airport soon and reunited with my favorite person. Can't wait. I'm actually really freaking out. I seem very, very calm, but I am like, I just have not even processed the extent of all of this. This is insane. Okay, so until next time. All right, I'm in the airport and I'm gonna find out where I'm flying right now. Oh my God. Going to Paris, baby. Oh my God.
Okay, so as you can see, I arrive in Paris and I have letter number 6, which is to be opened once I get into my hotel room in Paris. And it was included in that big envelope, which was letter number 5. Now, before I read this, there's just one thing that I want to note. So my flight was not direct to Paris. I had to do a layover in Iceland for an hour. And from the time that I came home and my boyfriend was not home, I just assumed that he was already at the destination where I was going to meet him. So what I learned after the fact was that he actually left on that exact same Friday as I did, just a few hours earlier. And so when I landed in Iceland, he was in the Iceland airport at the same time that I was. And he told me that he was like trying to figure out where he could kind of like position himself, that he would see me enter the airport and be able to kind of like text me at the time and say like, oh, I like your outfit or something like that. But just so sort of the way the airport is laid out, there was just like no way possible for him to like be somewhere that I wouldn't see him at some point. So he ended up like hiding on the other side of the airport so that I would not see him at all. But I thought that was just so crazy that we were actually in Iceland at the exact same time. Okay, so on to letter number 6. Bonjour, honey. Letter number 6. This is the last one, I promise. If you are reading this, you have safely made it to the beautiful city of Paris. I hope all of your travels have been comfortable and smooth up until this point. If everything is running accordingly, I imagine it is sometime between 3 and 4 p.m. local time Saturday. Your journey to once again meet your favorite person in the world is almost complete. I have one last list, honey, that I will need you to very carefully follow. Number 1, even though I am sure you're tired from your travels, I will need you to meet me very early tomorrow morning, Sunday, August 19th at 6:40 a.m. Promise it will be worth the effort. Now, at this point, I was fully expecting to like meet him that day that I arrived, that Saturday. So I remember reading this and I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I have a full day ahead of me and I'm still not gonna get to meet you today. Like, what the heck? Okay, number 2, I will need you to meet me at the following cafe, which is only steps away from your hotel. I've attached a map as well. And he said, very important, I will need you to meet me in that summer dress matching the gray suit that I'll be wearing at precisely 6:40 a.m. in front of the cafe. Lastly, when you wake up tomorrow morning, I will ask that you send me an emoticon of your choice. At this moment though, could you kindly send me the following emoticons and the time I can expect a message from you tomorrow morning? See you in the morning, mon amour. Mick. So I was just like fully expecting to meet him that very same Saturday. So I was like, okay, like I guess I should do something. I'm in Paris. So at this point I was so tired, but I was like, okay, I have like a full afternoon, evening in Paris. I just decided to kind of like start walking and just revisit memory lane, revisit some of my favorite places to go when I lived there, and yeah, just do some sightseeing. In Paris, I am hitting the streets. Well, I've already hit the streets. I've already walked pretty far past the Eiffel Tower, which is right behind me. I am heading down the path to get to where I used to live, and I don't have I have a map, but I'm not looking at it. I'm just going by feel. So far so good. I remember where I'm going, and I cannot wait for tomorrow. Again, I don't know how I'm gonna sleep tonight. I haven't slept for like 3 days now, so I need my beauty sleep. But just today I'm walking down memory lane and it's amazing. So nice to be back. All right, so I wake up, it's now Sunday, August 19th, 2018, and I believe I woke up at like 5 a.m. in the morning because, you know, I had to do my hair, my makeup, get my dress on, and make sure I looked really good. So I did that, and I remember I was just like so nervous as I was getting ready. I was just like, holy crap, it's happening. Oh my God, I think it's happening. As in like, we're getting engaged. I don't know, something is happening. I'm gonna meet him again, like, wow. And I remember as I'm doing my makeup, I was just like, every little thing I did, I was like shaking. I remember I had this eyebrow pencil that I would like fill in my eyebrows with, and it was super short, and I needed to sharpen it. And when I sharpened it, it just like, it broke, and then the pencil was done. There was nothing left to draw with. So I remember just like freaking out in that moment, and I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do? Like, there's nothing open right now. And so I just like found some brown eyeshadow in my makeup bag, and I just used that instead as my like brow filler. And then I remember I was gonna use that pencil too to use as like eyeliner. So again, I was just like using eyeshadow, and I was just all flustered and like sweating at that point. But I got myself together and I was on time, everything running smoothly. I was like, okay, great, this is perfect. I'm gonna make it on time. So So I go downstairs and I've got my map with me, and my initial plan was just to, you know, double check with the concierge that I got the directions correct. And I just want to say I am horrible at reading maps. But this one was like very straightforward. It was literally a 5-minute walk from the hotel. And I just thought, like, how badly can I really screw this up? So anyways, I go downstairs. The concierge is nowhere to be found. I waited for a bit and I was like, okay, I've got to go because I don't want to be late. I go and I get out of the hotel and I make a left, which is what I thought I was supposed to do. So I start walking and everything's great. And then I just have this feeling like I'm going in the wrong direction, but I still keep walking. And at this point it's super early, so there's no one in the streets to ask, but I finally hit this cafe and there's a man setting up all the chairs and I was like, perfect. So I asked him if he could just confirm that I'm going in the right direction. And he was just like, yeah, that way. So I was like, oh, perfect. Like I knew it. And so I keep going. And then I'm just like, I feel like I should have been there by now and I'm not seeing the cafe. And now I'm gonna be late and I just have this gut feeling that like I did not go the right way. So I remember like running across the street in my heels, in my little summer dress, and I saw a man standing outside of a hotel and I asked him, I showed him the map and he was like, you have to go that way. And I was like, are you kidding me right now? So I start like booking it. I am running full out in my heels and dress and I'm just like, holy crap, I can't believe I screwed this up so badly. And Mick later told me at this time, because like he gave me very clear instructions, like I had to be there at 6:40. So at that moment that I was like running late, he thought that I got cold feet and that I was not showing up. And he was just like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I planned all of this. Like I took her to another country. We're here together and she's not coming. Like he honestly thought that like that was it. I was just not coming. So anyways, as I'm running, he actually called me like to my cell phone and I just remember him being like, where are you? And he like just sounded a little bit like panicked and I was just like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm running late. I went the wrong way. I'm on my way now. And we hung up and then I had saw him in the street like just a few moments after we hung up and I'll never forget that moment. He was in his suit. There was literally nobody on the street. We're just us two meeting in the street of Paris after not having seen each other for 3 days. And it was so surreal. It was like completely in a movie. And I just remember from that moment on, like time just kind of like stopped for a moment. So we start walking and eventually we end up at the Trocadero and I was like, holy crap, like, oh my God, I didn't even realize like we were so close to this whole time. And so we walk there and I just remember like it was so calm. There was literally not a single person there. And I remember as we were walking, we were like walking down the steps to go just to the right of the Eiffel Tower. We then were standing in front of the Eiffel Tower. The sun is rising and we're standing parallel to it. And he finally pulls out another envelope, another letter, the final letter. Okay, I haven't read this for a while now. I feel like I'm gonna start crying when I read it, but I'm gonna just try to hold it together. Okay. My love, from the very moment I met you on that fateful summer evening all those seasons ago, I knew that there was something so distinctly unique and so distinctly beautiful about you. Sorry, guys. Guys, I'm also 8 months pregnant, so I'm really emotional right now. That July evening was the beginning of an incredible compilation of chapters in both of our lives. Chapters that have brought us too many experiences of joy, laughter, and love to even begin to count. I can only dream that from this day forward, we can begin the next part of our story that is even more captivating and dear to the heart than anything written so far. As the days, months, and years have passed, my admiration and love for you has only continued to grow. This is a lot harder to read than I thought it was going to be. You are to me, inside and out, the most incredible and beautiful woman. You are my better half. You are the one I want to spend the rest of my journey with. The stars have so fatefully aligned to bring you and I together in this magical city where love itself was born. Again, I can only dream that you will add to the magic of this place by saying yes to the following question. And then he got down on one knee and asked me to marry him. I obviously said yes. We are married. I'm 8 months pregnant. And yeah, that is the story of our engagement. So after I had said yes and we kissed and we were standing there and I was just like so excited, so happy. Mick always says that he's never seen me smile so hard in my life. And I just remember we were hugging and all of a sudden, like, you know, your senses start to kick in again. And I just like hear click, 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 click. I realized that there was a photographer who was taking pictures of everything the whole time. So Mick had actually arranged for this photographer to photograph our engagement, and then right after like he revealed himself and we met him, Mick told me that we were going to do a photo shoot around Paris for the next couple of hours. If anyone knows me, I love my photos. I love documenting things. I just love photography so much. So this was just like a dream come true. On top of just getting engaged in Paris, we were now going to do our engagement shoot in Paris. We drove around Paris and walked around Paris and took a bunch of photographs, which I will share with you right now.
Bonjour!
Bonjour!
Thank you so much for watching and walking down memory lane with me of just the most incredible moment of my life that I will absolutely never ever forget. If you enjoyed watching this video, I would love for you to give it a like and subscribe to my channel if you have not already done so. It really helps support my channel so that I can keep making and sharing these videos with you guys. Thank you so much again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!